Do you guys do daylight savings too, right?
Correct. Well, we do.
What about you, John? You're
Yeah.
daylight savings, yeah.
Yeah, and then when George Bush changed it, we had to change also.
Thanks to the true fans.
Thanks, George. Thanks a lot. I think it should be abolished.
I concur.
There's actually one province in Canada, Saskatchewan, does not observe it.
I will tell you that anyone who has small children would easily vote to have it abolished. Because trying to recenter when they have to wake up in the morning to get to school twice a year is a huge nightmare.
Yeah. Well, and it's just, and pets get freaked out. I mean, that's not a big reason, but it's just it's a whole big thing for nothing at this point. Change your job. Make the industry change their time. Don't make the clock change.
Welcome to the Handelabra live rant about daylight savings time.
That's right. Today we're going to be talking about daylight saving time, and
we're going to begin with a discussion of the history of daylight savings time.
We're going to be talking about Swatch Beats.
We'll talk
We're
about
talking about star dates,
possibly some farming.
And all full of farmers, and they don't have daylight savings time.
And I'm going to go into a doctoral dissertation as to why it should be abolished.
And Dennis, what have you got for us on this topic?
I've always lived with it, so it's natural to me.
So yes, let's back out of that and say that no, we're not actually going to do any of that because that would be ridiculous. But welcome.
There should be a hero.
Daylight savings time, man.
Yeah.
His power is he can make you late to a meeting. Yeah. Well, welcome to the Handelabra live stream of Sentinels of the Multiverse. We were off last week, and special thanks to Ronway and his cast of minions who held the torch for us while we were traveling. Both myself and John were out of town. I was in San Francisco for GDC, and John was in Boston for PAX East. But we are back now. And as you all, I'm sure, already know, the goal of these streams is to show you how to play the game as well as cover some strategy that can help you win. As we are the developers, you can also be sure to get some insight into the process of development and maybe even see some stuff before anyone else does, which, by the way, you're going to do that tonight. The game includes a tutorial that covers the basics that we're actually in the process of possibly rewriting after some interesting experiences this weekend at PAX. But of course, we'll always do our best to explain what we're doing when we do it, and depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose, we may play more than one full game in a session, although we haven't been doing that lately because we've been having some really good, interesting sessions that have filled the whole time. Anyway, Slice It, though, we expect the session to last about an hour and a half. So I am Jeremy. I'm President and CEO of Handelabra Games. Joining me is John. Say hi, John.
Hi, John.
And what do you do, John?
I am the vice president and lead bit flipper. It means I flip the most important bits.
He does indeed.
Yeah, I'm the lead developer and designer and make sure that everything happens correctly.
And we also have a very special guest today. Say hi, special guest.
Hi, special guest.
And introduce yourself.
I'm Dennis, or D. Shields from the Sentinel forums.
And how did you secure your position on the live stream this evening?
By playing we had an inform contest where we were racking up points by playing Ambuscade with Unity and in Silver Gulch, and I am disabled and have a lot of time to play, so I played it a lot.
Yeah, you racked up, how many games was it, like 20 or 30 games?
Like 25 games, something like that.
I think you definitely had the highest chance of anyone of winning the draw. So
awesome.
Well done.
So welcome, Dennis. As everybody here also knows, Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iPad, Android tablets, as well as PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam. We've got more coming down the pike, as well as more expansion content, some of the first of which you will see this evening. So tonight, we're going to show you some of Rook City, and what that means is that the villain we're going to play against tonight is going to be the first of the 4 villains who come with Rook City, and his name is Spite.
I would like to mention that none of the chat mentioned anything about our daylight saving time thing, so I think it was during the ad.
Okay.
The thing I said, Nord.
So Spite is a transhuman serial killer, but once he has shot up, he becomes what? Tell me, John.
A drug-racked monstrosity.
A drug-racked monstrosity.
Look at that guy.
Look at that. And let me tell you, the artwork that Adam has made for this it's astounding and really, really gross.
Yep.
So I'm sure we'll get to see that this evening. So that is Spite. In honor of his winning the contest, we're going to let Dennis pick his hero first, and then John and I will pick heroes after that. So who would you like to be this evening, Dennis?
I'd like to try Mr. Fixer. I've never played him.
All right.
Awesome.
John?
Oh, maybe give me Young Legacy.
Ooh, Young Legacy. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
never mind. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. All right. Well, in that case, then I'm going to be Unity.
Keep going, Nord.
I'm going to be Unity. And did we say we wanted to play as Rook City this evening?
Why don't we mix it up?
Well, last week 2 weeks ago, excuse me, we played in Pike Industrial.
I think we should save Rook City for the chairman.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Let's get Spite. Maybe Spite in like Ruins of Atlantis. What's he doing down there? What is he even doing there? He's looking for mystical Atlantean drugs. Oh, the chat thinks they figured something out.
All right, what did they figure out? I'm not watching. Oh, chat. You're so.
Yeah, chat. What are you talking about? It's not like you can go back and look at free streams and stuff later.
All right.
So I would like to mention a couple things. So
go for
Spite
it.
there. So one thing I noticed after playing a 3-player game against Spite lots of times is that I think 3-player games against Spite are easier. Because he does a lot less damage based on H, and he also destroys less of your cards. So one of his drugs, I just thought I'd mention this from a strategic point of view. One of his drugs has you discard or return to your hand H-2 ongoing cards. So when you have 3 heroes, that's only 1 in 3, like 1 card for 3 heroes. So it's actually often like yeah, you can have Inspiring Presence back to my hand so I can play it again and, do more damage.
Yeah.
But if you have 5 heroes, you're actually having to put back 3 ongoing cards for 5 heroes, which is pretty brutal. It basically means it's really hard to get set up because most of the heroes can't do anything. So I find that interesting that most villains, 5 heroes have a bit of an advantage, but I feel against Spite it might be the other way.
Interesting. Yeah, so this is just another one of those interesting things that sort of arises out of the way that Sentinels is constructed. Because you can pretty much do anything at any time. So, I was playtesting, actually, the chairman earlier for the very first time, and I thought it was really interesting the way that the trash is used as sort of a holding bin for thugs, which is a new mechanic as far as I'm concerned, but it just shows when they were designing the game, they really thought of how they could play with all these concepts of a deck and trash and ongoing cards and all the rest of it. I just think it's pretty interesting. So
yeah, he's pretty cool.
All right.
And I'm glad we don't. Yeah, one of the things in the demo we had at PAX, and after playing it many times, we had a lot of damage reduction stuff that would reduce the damage dealt by a target, like stun bolt and hoist chain and nitrogen rounds. And if you can do that to Spite, make him -4 damage, he can't do anything. So, all right, but here we have a different team, and so let's make this team shine.
Indeed. So we got Young Legacy, Mr. Fixer, and Unity taking on Spite in the Ruins of Atlantis. And so it begins. So, all right, yeah. So it probably makes sense to discuss.
The ladies on either side.
Yeah, he does. Let's talk about a little bit about the mechanics of Spite. Since you were just talking about sort of how he works, Spite has this specialty card that is unlike pretty much any other card in the game, which is the Safe House card. Now,
it is unlike it because it has a different font and it looks different.
It does. And so he's got the Safe House and these victims. This is his sort of the key mechanic that works slightly differently than a lot of the other villains. So,
He's actually
comes the
putting out
drug.
drugs and stuff right now as well, which are different from.
Yeah. So we'll let him go ahead and do what he's doing. Deal some energy damage. So on the front side of Spite, he whenever he deals damage, he regains that much HP, which is of course means that you either really want to be wailing on him or you want to be getting drugs out as fast as possible to get him to flip. At least that's my take on it, having not played it too many times. Is that an accurate assessment of the strategy?
Dennis?
I've never played Spite, so.
Oh, okay. I would agree. And as I mentioned before, if you can mitigate his damage with stun bolts and so on, he can't deal damage, so
he can't heal. Yeah,
very much, right? If you do want him to get into flip, you definitely want to get as many of those victims under the safe house, so that they are going to do him a whole bunch of damage. And be very careful not to throat jab him just before he flips, because he deals himself the damage. And so if he can't deal damage, that does nothing. So that's something you have to watch out for.
So let's look at that safe house real quick. So when this card enters play, reveal cards from the top of the villain deck until a victim card is revealed, put it into play. Basically, this is a safe house. And these victim cards are going to come out. And we as heroes, our goal is to try and get the victims into the safe house. If we can get Spike to flip while there are a lot of victims in the safe house, he will deal X toxic damage to himself, where X is the number of cards under this card times 5, which is pretty sweet. If you can keep the victims in the safe house.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he has a number of ways to either bring cards out of the safe house, like play all the cards from all the victims out and then start killing them, basically, because he's a serial killer.
Yeah, he's not just a serial killer. He's also like a really good con man. He can get the victims to trust him. Like, look at that Good Samaritan card. The Good Samaritan's like, have some soup. He thinks he's cool.
I'd love to help
fine.
you. Yes.
Personally, I wouldn't give that guy soup. Like, he's pretty scary.
All right. So, John, I believe you are Young Legacy this evening. So what would you like to do?
I have the honor. So what's that drug do? Start of his turn, it's going to do some damage.
We've got the PL 531 compound Upsilon. Increased damage by Spite.
Right. Oh, this is the one that puts ongoings. So I can basically be putting Heroic Interception out every turn, or Inspiring Presence out every turn, or Takedown out every turn. Yeah. So what does Mr. Fixer have? Let's take a look at his hand.
All right, so we've got a Hoist Chain, which is a tool.
Yeah,
so actually, I don't think we talked about this. Did we play with Mr. Fixer last week or 2 weeks ago?
We did.
Yes. Okay. So I don't remember that
we didn't. We played Expatriate.
We played Expatriate. Yeah. So this is good. Let's talk about a little bit about Mr. Fixer. So he has another interesting new mechanic, which is that he has tools, and then he also has Is it styles? Styles. Yes. And your goal is to get a style and a tool out, and then you can use meditation, or not meditation.
That's not always your goal, but
not necessarily always your goal. Which is the card that is like, if you have one of each, everything's awesome.
Harmony.
Yep.
So yes. So it looks like he's got an equipment, a couple one-shots, and then the toolbox, which is a pretty neat sort of... You play this, it draws 2 cards, and then at the start of your next turn, it returns to your hand. So that's what's going on with Mr. Fixer. And then Unity, let's see what she's got. 2 bots. Ooh, they got the construction pylon, which is excellent. So I could probably get both of those bots out right away. And then I've got a Flash Forge, which is another way to start stocking up on the bots.
I will agree with Silverleaf in the chat room that Fixer is underrated by many people. Like, Mr. Fixer is a problem solver. Like, he is a fixer. Like, he's got so many things. Like, does a villain have damage reduction? He can be irreducible or make it irreducible for everyone else. He can reduce the damage being dealt. He can solve problems, a lot of different problems. So Unity's got Construction Pylon and 2 bots?
Yeah, Construction Pylon, 2 bots, one of which is Raptor, and the other which is Champion. So
oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good starting hand for Unity. And we'll explain why that is better when we get to Unity. So let's figure out what Young Legacy wants to do first.
Yeah, so I kind of want to play Takedown, and I'll tell you why. So I could play takedown on every turn, and Spite will never get to play
Right.
cards. Because he's going to return it to my hand. This might be a boring game.
Well, we'll see.
I feel like if I want to play my best, I have to do this. So do that. If we get bored after a few rounds, we can not do that.
All right.
I mean, the environment could always do something to get rid of it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Possible. And then let's do damage to Spite. One of the things about Spite, if you're trying to pick a hero team, takedown won't help, Donvar says. We'll see about that.
And you draw bolster allies, which is going to allow everyone to draw a card. All right, so here we are to Mr. Fixer. Dennis, talk to me. What would you like to do?
It looks like the chat was saying I should play the hoist chain first.
So whenever Mr. Fixer deals damage to a target, reduce all damage dealt by that target by 1 until the start of your next turn. So yeah, go ahead and play that.
Yep.
Oh, they say takedown. They don't want me to play it, but it is going to help us with the Good Samaritan, so it is a good at least for this one turn.
All right, and then would you like to use Strike?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, one thing I have noticed in play testing, playing against Spite, is that there's basically, unless you get a lot of environment targets out, you want a hero that does lots of damage to single targets. You don't want a hero that does small damage to many targets, just because there's not going to be a lot of targets. He's not a target-rich environment. He is a guy and a lot of other stuff, but not targets.
That's the thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
What happened to my damage against Spite? Why is he up to 79?
He healed. I saw that happen.
After he hit you, did he heal?
Why did he hit me? Sorry, I was looking at the chat.
Because you play takedown.
No, you got hit.
He hits me at the end of the turn.
Yeah, from takedown.
Yep.
All right. So as I was saying, sure. As I was saying before, for those who don't know how Unity works, she cannot play those bots. That's why they are grayed out. That's just not the way they work. Any mechanical golem here cannot be played during the play phase because she is a technomancer. She must transmute equipment into bots. So luckily, though, we have a construction pylon, which when I play that, allows me to destroy it and then put 2 mechanical golems into play. So I'm going to go ahead and use that construction pylon, which destroys it. And then I'm going to play the Raptor bot and the Champion bot. And now what's awesome about that is that the Raptor bot increases its damage dealt based on the number of bots in play, and Champion bot increases the damage dealt by any other bot. So it's a pretty good combination. So I'm going to do 4 damage now to Spite. And that's that. So here we go. Into the environment turn. And the first thing that happens is that Good Samaritan is triggered. At the start of the environment turn, the players may choose to play the top card of the villain deck. If they do, put this card under the safe house card. So now...
I don't think that's going to work because he can't play cards.
Yeah.
So if you say yes, it's still not going to work. I think, well, try it and we'll see if it works.
Yeah, takedown prevented Spite from playing cards. And we immediately get the Font of Power.
Well, that's good because at least the takedown did something.
Yeah. All right, so we get a motivational charge.
Cards. Sweet. We can put that back in. Actually, yeah, so we can leave takedown in play.
All right, Mr. Fixer, would you like to search your deck or your trash for a style card?
Deck.
Yes, there's nothing in your trash. All right, so this is what we're talking about with the styles. There's 2 of each of these styles. We've got Alternating Tiger Claw, which means that damage dealt by Mr. Fixer is irreducible. We've got Driving Mantis, which is the first time that Mr. Fixer would be dealt 2 or less damage. You may redirect that damage to a target of your choice, so that's a pretty cool thing to do. We got Grease Monkey Fist, which is whenever Mr. Fixer deals damage, you can choose the type of damage, as well as increasing that damage. And then Riveting Crane, which is that after Mr. Fixer damages the target, all damage dealt to that target is irreducible. So that's kind of Bunker's Panzer Booster. So, which one would you like, sir?
The crane one.
Riveting Crane. In play?
Maneuver, outdistance, outlast. And Unity, bot.
Brainstorm. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Good. I got a hasty augmentation, which is awesome, and robot reclamation, which I can't really use much yet, but that's okay. And then champion bot is going to boost this damage here by 1, and so I'm going to deal that to Spite. We're going to do 2 electric damage, or excuse me, lightning damage to Spite. And I don't think we need to do that to anybody else. We don't have any interesting redirections happening.
I wish we had Pills of Hercules, and then we could keep doing takedown. That would be so good.
All right, select a card to return to hand.
So we could keep takedown, and he won't play a card. Do we want to do that, or do we want to...
Yeah, I like takedown, but
Yeah, so let's give return. Well, so yeah, he will, as the chat room mentioned, and I thought I had a good combo, but it wasn't, because this is happening before he plays a card.
Ah, yes.
So we could leave the takedown and get its full effect, which I feel is probably good. And are we going to try? I guess we're not. Are we trying to get him to flip? I can't remember what we decided. Are we going to try to beat him before he can flip?
Well, let's see. I mean, we've already got him down to 73.
I mean, people suggested next evolution so that he can do a lot less damage, which is not a bad idea too. So,
all right. So that's still we still need to know what to do
yeah.
here.
Let's return motivational charge.
All right.
I already have a damage dealing ability, and I still have it in my hand, right? So,
yep.
So I can get it back out, and then takedown's going to get destroyed, but you know. All right. So many good cards.
Yeah, so we've got a Bolster Allies, which is going to let everybody draw a card. We've got Heroic Interception, which is going to basically make Legacy the only one who takes damage of the heroes. We've got Inspiring Presence, which is sort of the galvanized stand-in this game since
the
we're
nice
playing.
thing about Inspiring Presence is I could recycle that one every turn.
Yeah.
And we keep getting a hit point every turn, including bots.
Oh, that's true.
And we get to do more damage.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I think that's one. This is what I talked about with Jean-Marc actually at lunch today. Is like Inspiring Presence is like the card you want against Spite in 3 players. So let's do that and see how it works out. And the bot, we're going to be healing the bots every turn.
Yep.
And doing more damage. So let's go ahead and zap him.
Atomically Glaze at Spite.
Atomic Glaze. It's like a piece of cake.
Oh, sorry. Atomic Glare. Atomic Glare, excuse me.
Atomic Frosting.
I put together the words gaze and glare, and I came up with glaze.
And lead from the front. Oh, so many good cards for Young Legacy.
All right, Mr. Fixer. You played a meditation last turn, so you actually have a tool and a style in play now. What do you think?
I can't see them. Can you?
Yeah, so you've got a meditation, which you could swap out that style card if you wanted to. You've got overdrive, which is going to let you use strike twice. You've got salvage yard, move all equipment cards from each hero's trash into their player's hands. This is a crazy good card in the later game if you've got full trashes.
Especially as Spite makes everyone discard cards all the time.
Yes, totally. And then we've got that toolbox, which is kind of an interesting sort of draw card.
Yeah, let's do the toolbox right now. Try to get some more
Yeah, see what else we can get.
Yeah.
Well, you get another toolbox. So that's wonderful.
Cool. Toolbox is a good one to have Spite return to your hand as well because, well...
It's going to go there anyway.
It's going to go to your hand anyways.
Post-apocalyptic donut of choice. Atomic Glaze. That's good stuff right there. Hashtag Atomic Glaze, everybody.
That's not what yellow cake means, Dr. Delaware.
All right, shall we strike
at
Spite? All right.
Yeah, and I like that hoist chain. That's a good play also. And actually, even after he gets damage reduction, which he probably will with the drug at some point, Inspiring Presence will help you get through it.
Yeah.
And dual crowbars, great against many villains, not as much against Spite.
Okay, so...
But it still is good.
So let's take a look at what Unity's got here. I don't have any bots in hand, unfortunately, but I've got Flash Forge. Search your deck for X mechanical golems and or equipment cards and put them into play where X is the number of cards I discarded. So I could get more now if I wanted. I've got this hasty augmentation, which I may just use that on Young Legacy and let her atomically glaze.
I would suggest you use it on Mr. Fixer.
Oh, okay.
So that another damage reduction happens to Spite.
good idea.
Modular workbench here. Discard. Yeah, so that's not going to be as useful. Yeah, I think that's a good call. I'm going to go ahead and use hasty augmentation on Mr. Fixer.
I actually, if Unity has bots in hand, it's a good one to use on herself. Because it's a way to get another bot into play.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go ahead and strike. And I assume we're going to strike at Spite.
Yep.
Since we don't want to strike at one of our friends. Yeah.
And now it's pink.
Because it is irreducible.
Fan of Fanatic asks, would it be rude to ask if there's a video showing all the damage type animations?
There is not yet.
There might be if Mr. Fixer plays Grease Monkey Fist. It might be this video. And Dennis could make it happen.
All right, and here goes Raptor Bot with some boosts there.
We haven't fully finalized all the damage animations. But perhaps once we do, we might do that.
Yeah, we could do it with we could do a video with like a Twist the Ether.
Yeah.
All right, do we want to play the top card of the villain deck to get
I
a Good
almost
Samaritan?
never want to say yes to this because usually he just kills the Good Samaritan.
Yeah, that's true.
Personally, I would vote no. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'd vote no.
Okay. And if Pillars of Hercules comes out, Phosphorus Chamber. Hey, actually, that's awesome. Inspiring Presence. Well, this is good for Spite, but it's also good for us. So,
All right, so Legacy.
Discard all of my awesome cards. Well, I'll keep Bolster Allies, and that can help us keep this up for a turn if we want. I'm gonna ditch. I'm gonna be playing Inspiring Presence every turn, basically. So, let's ditch Heroic Interception.
All right, Mr. Fixer.
I'm going to get the toolbox back, so why don't you ditch the other one?
Sounds like a plan. All right, and Unity, I think I'm just going to get rid of Robot Reclamation, because at some point I might need it, but I don't have any bots in the trash yet, so...
They're talking about the Samaritan in the chat room a bit. I will mention I do save the Samaritan if I know what's on top of the villain deck. Is sometimes decent. So, like if it's another victim, then go ahead.
Man, it is tonight is the night of replacing one letter.
What?
So we're playing Atomic Glaze against Smite.
Inspiring Presence. Let's put that back.
All right, so Inspiring Presence. See, now I'm going to be checking every word on screen to see if I can replace one letter and make it funny.
So he's getting increased hit point because of the Phosphorus Chamber, and he's doing more damage. But I don't know. I feel like that Phosphorus Chamber is good for us. I actually like it most of the time. I know you don't like it, Jeremy, but
I feel like it when I've been playing, it has messed me up more than it's helped me. So, All right. So do you want to discard a card to put the victim in the?
Does anyone have a card that they want to get rid of?
Well, didn't you say that you're not basically going to be using any of your cards? You're just going to be
true.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna. Yeah.
So let's see what we got here. Anything that you're looking to get rid of there, Mr. Fixer? Got a dual crowbars.
Yeah, the dual crowbars I probably won't use because he won't have any other people.
We're using the moist chain.
Yeah.
Can we do two, but can we change out it with different words in the same sentence? Like moist chair?
Moist chair. The pool fox, exactly. Mr. Fixer has a pool fox. All right, so are we going to get rid of dual crowbars, or is Legacy going to discard something?
If you're just going to salvage yard that back anyways at some point, right?
So that's not a big deal.
I just make sure that we all have some cards in our hands. So we'll just sort of pay for discards sort of in a...
All right, so we will get rid of... So we will say no for Young Legacy. Yeah?
No for Legacy, yeah. So we'll let Mr. Fixer do it.
All right, and Inspiring Presence? Yeah,
Your
so
boss will never die.
Yeah, so this is going to actually increase, thanks to the phosphorescent chamber. This is now going to be 2 HP regain. Unity has not taken a single point of damage, nor has any of her bots yet. All right. Let's go ahead and
5 damage.
hit Spine for 5 damage. Thank you, chat room.
Young legally. Oh my god.
That's adding the letter. That doesn't count.
All right.
Oh.
So toolbox, I believe, is going to come back. Yep, there it goes.
Mr. Fiver.
Do you want to discard a card? We said yes, and we were going to get rid of
Monkey.
I think we're gonna beat him without flipping.
crowbars or monkey fist.
Or crowbar. I mean, yeah.
Crowbars.
If we beat him without flipping, we won't see the artwork on the other side. It'll still be secret.
Oh. Well, except for the people who played against him at PAX this past weekend.
That's right. They've seen it. Yeah.
All right. What would you like to play? Again, we've got Grease Monkey Fist, which would get rid of Riveting Crave.
Like the Riveting Crane. Once that other drug comes out, you know, it's not out yet, but
We've got Meditation.
but actually, yeah, Grease. Actually, against Spike, Grease Monkey Fist, it might be better. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Why don't we do the strike power twice, the overdrive?
Yeah, and then
Alright.
you got it in your trash, right? Which you kind of
Right.
All right.
And then that's 2 hoist chains on him again.
Yep.
Just hoist that moist chair.
Hoist the moist chains. The moist chairs. Hoist them. All right, there goes one.
Sister Fixer.
And we'll do one more.
That's awesome. Sister Fixer. Sister Fixer.
All right. So for those who are keeping track, by the way, I don't think we mentioned this. Once exactly how many this was. Spine needs to get 5 drugs into play, and then he will flip. And that's all 5 of his drugs, basically.
Oh, what's the new drug he got in? Is it his damage reduction one? I didn't even notice.
Yes, it is the damage reduction by 1.
Oh, yeah. So
PL
that's...
602.
And the thing is, yeah, so against 3 heroes, it's only 1, right? It's actually really easy to get past.
Yeah.
But against 5 heroes, it's reduced by 3,
Yeah.
right? Which is brutal.
But yeah, so if you look at Spite's area right now, he's only got 2 drugs. He has no victims that need to be shuffled off to the safe horse. So we don't have any problems there. And I still don't have any extra bots to get into play. So I think probably, let's see here. I got my modular workbench, Flash Forge. Maybe I'll use the Flash Forge and discard the Brainstorm just to get one more.
I mean, the Brainstorm draws 2 cards.
That's true. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to Brainstorm and draw 2 cards. Oh, we got a B-Bot. Excellent. And a B-Bot.
Oh, I love B-Bot.
All right, and Brainstorm, look at this. So Brainstorm deals 1 lightning damage. But look at what's happening here. We've got 4 irreducible because Riveting Crane, Champion Bot, Phosphorescent Chamber, and Inspiring Presence. So that's awesome right there.
Yeah, unless he, like, lab raids and gets stuff going, he's not going to flip. I think we're going to kill him. It's all on sort of what he's going to do.
Yep. All right, and does anybody have any equipment in play that they're not terribly attached to?
We love the hoist chain.
Yeah, we do love the hoist chain. That's too bad. All right, well, that's fine.
So
We'll skip it for now. Oh, an inspired repair. Good
one. You
one.
can use your workbench to get those B-bots in play.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not super great against Spite, but they're still handy.
Yep. And here goes Raptor Bot. Well, and that's the thing. Like, if I can get both of those B-Bots out, that Raptor Bot is going to start doing,
that's right.
8?
It boosts his damage.
He's going to be doing 8 damage at the end of every turn. That's craziness. That's crazy talk. All right. Do all players agree to discard a card?
So I want to keep this in play. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. See, that's my thing about Phosphorescent Chamber is, like, you're going to discard a card either way. So you're either discarding a card to get rid of it, or you're discarding a card to get it to feed it, basically.
See, if we want to get rid of it, we'll use B-Bot.
Oh, good thinking. All right, so no?
And then we don't have to pay again. I say pay for it and get the benefit. So that's my vote.
So is that a yes or a no? I got
Dennis?
lost.
I vote no.
No.
All right.
Turn left, right?
I'm sorry, I have to say this. Your possible choices are north, south, or Dennis. For the Strong Bad fans in the room.
We had Strong Bad references already.
I know.
Oh, man, the seaweed. Yeah, that's what we need Peabot to kill, the seaweed.
Yeah.
All right, so
Legacy discard. I mean, I'm never going to play these cards.
I literally never play Next Evolution ever. So that would be
good,
the one that
But yeah, discard Next Evolution. It's not going to matter. I'm always going to be playing Inspiring Presence, I think. So
lead from the Franz. It's not a real word. Anyway, which one were you going to get rid of? I was too busy trying to think of a word that would be from
Next Evolution.
Next Evolution. All right.
Next Evolution plus lead from the front is the best thing ever.
Yes.
Right.
All right. What do you got there, Mr. Fixer?
But I feel like our Inspiring Presence thing is pretty sweet.
What was that new one I drew?
You got Charge, one shot. Mr. Fixer deals one target, 2 melee damage.
Oh.
Priest Monkey Fist, Meditation, Salvage Yard, Toolbox.
Let's get rid of Grease Monkey Fist for now, since I have Salvage Yard.
Well, and you have Meditation that you can get it back if you need.
Yeah.
All right, and Unity, I think I'm going to get rid of... I think at this point, honestly, I think the best choice is Flash Forge. Because I've already got two bots in hand. I love Inspired Repair because I draw a card.
Like your impromptu invention.
Exactly, and that modular workbench is always helpful so that you don't have to destroy someone else's equipment. So, all right, so do we want to get rid of this or do we want to just bite the bullet?
I mean, Legacy could discard her hand, but we won't be able to choose to discard for Phosphorescent Chamber at that point, which I think we're okay with. So
right.
I'm okay with Legacy discarding a hand because we're always going to be playing Inspiring Presence again.
Right.
So do
Sounds
it.
good.
Legacy.
All right.
I hate Seaweed. And then we can just have Legacy discard your empty hand every time Seaweed comes back.
Yeah.
All right, so card to return to hand.
Inspiring Presence.
Yep.
Inspiring Presence. All right, here comes the Good Samaritan again. Another one.
2 of them.
2 of them. See, I actually like the Good Samaritans, and I'll tell you why. Let me bring one up real quick. At the start of the environment turn, the players may choose to play the top card. Well, no, because if you choose to play the card, like if your strategy is to get the drugs out as fast as possible, this is one of the ways that I use it.
That's true.
So, all right. Anyway, so which target?
If you're trying to mill his deck, then that's a good way.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I had it happen once where I had 2 Good Samaritans in play, and I had them each play, and they between them played the 3rd Good Samaritan, and so I got boom, boom, boom.
I think you should probably hit Mr. Fixer so that he has more room to heal from Inspiring Presence. Because if you click on his HP there, well, it's too late. But to see what his max was, I can't remember. But yeah. So he's only healing 3 around right now. And we're putting the hurt on. So play my card. The card I have. There was a Young Legacy cosplayer at PAX. She was pretty awesome. I'm not sure if there might be some pictures somewhere. I didn't get one, though. She played our video game.
Atomically Glare?
Yes. Glare atomically.
Atomic Glazing.
Almost sounded like you said Atomic Eclair.
Atomic Eclair.
And the Legacy Ring. Put that in my trash so that I can get it out with Savage Yard.
All right, so charge.
Yeah, do the 1-shot.
Yeah, now that's going to be another 2 hoist chains.
Yes.
Yeah, keep double hoist chains all the time.
Oh, spite. Oh, spine. Oh, smite. He's going down.
He could turn the tables, though.
He could.
Yep.
All right.
Slap him.
So,
We're smacking him down pretty good, though.
I love the bruising on the melee damage. Ooh, and Grease Gun. I'm going to bring that up real quick. So
That's
Grease
good
Gun.
pinch.
Yeah, it is. So non-hero targets cannot deal damage. You may not use powers. You may not draw cards at the start of the turn. Destroy this card. I like that one.
Yeah. The thing you have to be careful about this card, though, is suppose there's, like, an environment card that's dealing damage, like the Toxic Seaweed. It's not going to help you with that. It only stops targets. It doesn't stop
Right.
all cards, like something like Ground Pound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's something that bit me before.
All right. So my goal, obviously, is to get at least one of these B-bots out. I think the first thing I'm going to do is Inspired Repair. I'm not going to get anything from the healing because Unity has still yet to take a single point of damage, nor has any of her bots.
But I'm healing them as well, two every turn. Draw a card and play a card.
Look at that!
Oh,
I'm going to draw
awesome.
a card. I'm going to draw a Construction Pylon. This is this is pretty much exactly what we would have wanted to have happen if we could have scripted it, which we didn't. I swear. I'm going to go ahead and use Construction Pylon, which allows me to put 2 bots into play. And I'm going to put both of these B bots into play. And that's going to destroy the Construction Pylon, which means now my Raptor bot is going to do some crazy damage like nobody's business.
And Cryobot.
And we get Cryobot. Yeah, see, this is why Unity is like everybody's favorite character.
8 damage. Pow. Get another Raptor bot. He'll be finished.
Oh my god, I've never even considered that, but that is awesome. I'm going to totally see that every time now. That Spite's shoulder strap is Guitar Hero.
Do not discard. No. Press no.
All right, play the top card.
I would say no. What do you guys think? Just keep him quiet. Don't let him start some.
Yeah, I mean he's at 31.
No.
Like we can get him out of there. So
all he's gonna do is heal or do damage to us or something. So
Yeah.
let's say no. No and no.
No and no.
so now here comes the
he's
damn
also
mystical
the
defenses.
Food Samaritan. He's the Food Samaritan. He's got his bowl of brown. Oh, what happened? Oh, it made me discard Legacy Ring.
Yeah.
Just a little message. Right.
All right, Mr. Fixer, what do you got? Which one do you want to get rid of? We got Grease Gun, Meditation, Salvage Yard, or Toolbox.
Let's get rid of. I'm thinking Grease Gun would probably.
Yeah, I don't really see us using it, right?
Yeah. It's if we were in a harder place, it maybe, but
yeah, if like Spite was doing us tremendous amounts of damage. When he gets his drug out to do damage on powers, that might change. But for now, yeah.
All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get. I'm just gonna get rid of Modular Workbench and hope that someone comes along that's gonna let me get Cryobot out because I really don't want to discard Cryobot.
Well, B-Bot. So here's where order matters once again. So, not B-Bot first, Spite first.
Yeah. So we got Irreducible. So we'll do 3 to Spite. And then
a B-Bot to get rid of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if Cryobot was out, we would hit Cryobot.
Yeah.
But we don't need to, so.
And then you can throw B-Bot at Spite. Now.
So to deal this damage to Spite and then remove mystical defenses, right?
Feedbot? For any Arrested Development fans. Jeremy's not on board.
Bees?
And yeah, mystical defenses. Then it stops dealing damage. Aha, take that. We threw a bee at you.
All right, card to return to hand.
Inspiring Presence.
Inspiring Presence. Just like we slightly got less inspired. And now we're inspired again. And then we're not. And then we are.
And there goes Phosphorescent
goodbye,
Chamber.
Phosphorescent Chamber.
We barely knew you.
Yeah.
Mind Fire.
Well, that's actually not that big deal because there's no environment cards left. And then Demon's Kiss. And now he's going to flip next turn.
Is that? Nope, I think he's still missing one.
Nope, he's got them all. I think. Oh, wait. Oh, you're right. It's hard for me to tell. The frame rate's pretty low.
Yeah, so collateral damage. When this card enters, destroy a victim card. Should we do the Good Samaritan or the Good Samaritan?
The Food
I think
Samaritan.
the Good Samaritan.
I don't know. I don't think you're considering the Good Samaritan, though.
I would, yeah. The Good Samaritan.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, not that one. Jeez.
Oh, sorry.
Undo. Only 1 damage because of the double hoist chain. And now he's going to do 0 damage to everything. Yeah, because the hoist chain. It's just going to be 0 to everything.
Wonderful.
That's great.
So you guys might have noticed that I'm like blasting through these. Like one of the other things that's happening that we've added and updated or whatever that you may have noticed, because I'm pretty sure it's mostly in the existing build, is you can click pretty much anywhere to skip past anything.
Yeah.
And especially like if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to watch a bunch of 0 damage delts, just click.
So this is
just
all
keep clicking.
1 damage, but also it's increased by 1 and reduced by 2, so it's 0. And so it's infernal, so you don't get to see these infernals.
I was going to say, I like the new Infernal. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I don't think anyone's
Grease monkey
seen the
fist,
new
man.
Infernal.
Grease monkey. Do what you want.
Greased monkey fast. I don't know. All right. So inspiring
I'm
presence.
gonna inspire all the alls. Oh, we only get 1 hit point now.
It's like it's not even worth it. All right.
Force bite. All right. So he has this card that deals us damage when he uses a power, or is that the one that he doesn't have? That's the one that he doesn't have, which is the worst one.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, shoot him.
Take him down. Let's see if we can get him down before that last one comes out.
And that's the worst one because he also heals, right? When he does that. So like when that happens, it's really hard. You basically have to say, all right, he's gonna have to wait for the flip.
And you're actually going to start to get to keep some of these cards because the phosphorescent chamber's
That's
gone.
crazy. I'm not going to play them, but I have them.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, meditation, salvage yard, or toolbox?
Let's do a salvage yard. Let's get some of our cards back.
Yeah, so let's take a look.
And
Legacy's
an overdrive.
Legacy's got
I
no
get my
equipment.
Yeah, the one equipment that I can possibly have.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it. It's a
Yes.
Legacy ring. And then Mr. Fixer has a bunch of equipment, dual crossbars, grease gun, toolbox. And then Unity has, I got those construction pylons. Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Unity's the best. You like, I have 4 construction pylons in hand. What am I going to do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and salvage yard.
Actually, one thing I really like about Unity is playing Citizen Dawn, because she'll play Devastating Aurora, and Unity's like, whatever, my bots are fine.
Oh, yeah.
They
That's
stick
me.
around.
Play Overdrive.
Yes, sir. Boom. All right, so let's go ahead and strike out at Spine. Spile? Spibe?
Spire.
Spire? Someone already said Spire. I'm trying to come up with something new.
Spate. Is that a word? I think it might be.
Light.
No.
It's spelled wrong. But boom, boom, boom.
All right. Just keep hoisting that moist chair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so...
Too bad you only got 1 bot.
Yeah. This is one of those where it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Like, do I modular workbench and discard a construction pylon? Or do I play a construction pylon and kill it? Or destroy it with Unity's base power? Like,
I would put it at the workbench and destroy it with Unity's base power.
yeah, that's the answer right there. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Because, that's what I would do. That's why. That's the reason.
All right, and there goes the Cryobot, and we got a powered Shockwave.
That's actually, it's now a time.
In
when
this
you-
case, yes, that
I
would work
almost
out
never
really
play
well.
That card, but you have to have a lot of bots.
And here we have the Raptor Bot doing 7 more damage.
That powered shockwave is going to do 6 damage. You get to play it, which we might not get to that. Spite might be dead by the time you go.
All right, so I think we're doing no, correct?
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we get a Phosphorescent Chamber back.
Yay!
Sprite.
All right. This match is going swimmingly.
It is.
Discard. Flying smash.
Mr. Fixer?
Yeah, the crowbars again.
It's like, I really still don't need these.
All right, and
Construction pylon.
I was gonna say, ironic as it is, I'm gonna discard
know.
one of those construction pylons.
That almost never happens, but yeah. If you have no bots, then...
And inspiring presence again. All right,
Are we going to finish with full health? Possible.
that would be amazing.
We have +1 healing.
Yeah.
He didn't do any damage. He's not playing a drug. We got this. For reals. He is healing for 3. But you're going to do a sick amount of damage on your turn.
Yep.
Unity.
All right, we got Mind Fire, which I believe is once again going to be
Zero
to
everything.
everybody. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. We don't get the phosphorus chamber because he blows it up.
Mm.
All right, and same thing here.
Yeah. Take that, Spite. We did save 1 victim by...
But yeah, at this point, though, he's
Discarding
probably
a
getting
card.
ready to put out a card that's going to bring them all out, so... Because we haven't seen that card yet. All right, so do you want Spite to deal
No,
Young
he's just
Legacy
gonna heal.
to...
And we'll...
Inspiring Presence? All right.
And do damage. We're not going to be at full health. Everyone except for Legacy is going to be at full health, though.
Yeah, all the bots are at full health. Yeah, so Legacy is got 28 right now, and her full would be 30, so...
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know that, you can always, on the full card representations, you can click on the HP to toggle between current hit points and maximum hit points. That's one of those little things that I know a lot of people sometimes don't know about.
That's cool.
And then they email you about it.
And they email, like, wouldn't it be great if you could see full HP, and then you
We should
email
put
them
that
back?
in the FAQ, too.
Oh, yes.
Did you know we have an FAQ? Check it out on our
Frequently
website.
asked question. Do you guys have a frequently asked questions page? Why, yes.
Actually, we
do.
don't. That's not a frequently asked question.
That is not a frequently asked question.
Although our FAQ is actually really, like, that's what it is. Like, they are really questions we get a lot. So,
Yeah.
as opposed to what, like, questions we imagine we might get a lot of, which is what most FAQs are.
Yeah. All right. So, we're going to swap out your style.
Unfortunately, you can't hit
No?
him twice on your turn.
Yeah.
First time. I think Riveting Crane is still good so that Unity can not have any damage reduction.
Right. So let's just do the toolbox again then.
Yeah. Just in case there's another turn, which I don't
Let's see
think
what we
there's
got.
going to
Bloody
be.
Knuckles. Oh, I like the Bloody Knuckles. And another grease gun.
FAQ is Fanatic Answers Questions. That should be a page on Greater Than Games site.
Yes.
All right. So, deal
Smack
damage.
'em. Yep.
Smack him.
The answer to every question is repent, unbeliever.
Yeah, if we get to the next turn, that overdrive will work. All right, so we'll say no.
I don't
And
think we get to a next turn.
powered shockwave.
Well, I guess maybe
7.
7. Yeah, and then B-Bot is going to do... You don't have anything. You can just destroy equipment for fun.
Well, I could... no.
You didn't have a bot, right?
No, I didn't.
No.
I now
Yeah.
do, but
Yeah, you now.
I was trying to
it's
figure
only
out...
7.
It's
You're
only
gonna have 1
7.
health.
Yeah, maybe we'll get like
The Kraken!
the Kraken or something, yeah.
The Kraken! Let's go, the Kraken!
Come on, Kraken! Come on, Kraken!
I mean,
Yes!
wait. Have the Kraken hit B-Bot.
Why would I have the Kraken hit B-Bot?
Because then Unity can kill Spite. I don't have the Kraken kill Spite.
No, come on. It's so much better for him to have been fighting this whole time, and then we don't even beat him. He just dies.
Yeah. It's like Spite. Why are you in Atlantis? Kraken. And it's irreducible. Thanks, Mr. Fixer.
Yeah, so there. It's okay. We didn't get to see him flipped, but you get
This
to
is
see it
still
here.
gross.
So that's some of the gross Spite art.
Fan of Fanatic says, my story is coming true.
Yeah, so we are 2 hit points down from absolute maximum in this game. I believe, because Mr. Fixer was at max, Unity's at max, Young Legacy is 2 points down from 30 to 28.
So from Runaway's perspective, this is the worst game ever. We have too many HPs. Why do we have so many?
I know. It's almost not even worth it if you don't get down to single.
Yeah. That was kind of nuts.
Yeah, you're right, though. Like, playing against Spite with fewer heroes tends to actually be somewhat easier.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's easier. He does so much less damage. He does so many few bad things. Like, the amount that you take for using a power is way less. It's still bad. Let's go over to the multiverse and take a look at that card, which didn't come up. The multiverse, just so you know, is a little broken because all the content isn't here yet. So just bear with that. It's going to say, like, FPO.
All right, so who am I looking at? Spite?
Spite. This is the final text for Spite, just so you know. There you go.
Summary paragraph with several lines and bullet points. All right, so here's Spite's deck.
So, yeah, the compound chai there, which is how you say that. Whenever a hero uses a power, Spite deals them... Oh, it is just 2. I thought this one was H-based, but it's not. Discarding the top 5 cards of your deck. So that's sort of a double-edged sword, right? It can be good, but it can be bad.
Might be good with Tachyon, but...
Yeah, like if you have... I mean, we don't have her yet, but say you have someone who's controlling the top of their deck, like Night Mist, or even Visionary, it can be really bad. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so his other drugs can do H-based things, I think. And so the higher the H...
Yeah, so Demon's Kiss is at the end of the villain turn, deals each non-villain target 1 infernal damage. Then we've got...
Well, just like hit the arrow to go through the cards.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that. I was trying to only look at the drugs.
Okay.
Because I love the drugs! So this is an X-based one, where X is the number of environment cards destroyed. We've got H minus 2. This is the one we talked about in the game.
Yeah, that goes up with the number of heroes.
And this one is also H minus 2.
Yeah, so that's each time the first time he's built damage, reduce it by 3. So, like, most heroes can't get through that, and many heroes can't do more than 1 damage on their turn very often, right?
Yeah.
And so that's like killer when that's 3. So yeah.
We already have some plans for guys, so don't you worry your pretty little heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here we got Plague Rat and Omnitron. Oh, what's that? You hear some Omnitron music? Yeah, so for those of you who are have noticed that there are villain theme songs now. I apologize, you guys on the Skype can't hear this right now because you're only hearing my voice. But if you want to hear the villain songs, if you don't want to just like forcibly lose to them, you can go to the multiverse and you'll be able to hear their music in there.
I also mentioned the artwork you're seeing there for the Matriarch and Plague Rat are not the final new artwork for Adam. Those are placeholder ones.
Yeah, so those are just pulled directly from the card art, as we say. So
yeah,
as we've said. So, dun, dun. I really dig Citizen Dawn's music. It's pretty sweet. And if you want to be able to hear this music at any time, the soundtrack is available across just about any store you can think of. And in fact, the variant music for Baron Blade, for Mad Bomber Blade, I think might be my favorite one.
Yeah,
so
because it's a little crazy.
It's a little crazy, and then it's got a little like, which is awesome.
Cool. Well, that was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Indeed. And it's just about an hour. So thank you once again for joining us. Thank you to Dennis for joining us as our special guest this evening.
No problem. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. So as I said at the beginning, I'll say it again real quick. This is the Handelabra live stream of Sentinels of the Multiverse. We are here every Tuesday night, almost at 8 p.m. We weren't here last week because our travel schedules precluded it. But if we're not at a show, it's very likely that one or more of the Handelabra team will be streaming on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So come on back, check us out. You can also check out past streams if you go to our twitch.tv/Handelabra Games and then go to our highlights page. You can see all of our previous streams, and if you're not into Twitch, you could also check it on YouTube at youtube.com/Handelabra.
And also, should we chat a bit about some of these news items on the side?
Sure.
Before we go. So there's this one here. So when you're in the game, it sort of has a couple things that it switches between. So we still have a survey up talking about whether to have a paid option to unlock variants. So if you haven't filled out that survey, it's really short, just to get some basic ideas from you guys about what you think about that. So let us know. And also the pre-order.
Yes. So yeah, if you guys are fans of Sentinels, whether it be Sentinels of the Multiverse or some more tactical Sentinels, there is a pre-order going on right now via greaterthangames.com for the next pieces of each of those games. We've got Sentinels of the Multiverse, Villains of the Multiverse, which is a box of 10 additional Vengeance-style villains. If you don't know what a Vengeance-style villain is, I would say head to Greater Than Games and check out Vengeance, and you'll understand better. Right?
Yeah.
And then what else have we got?
Is that it, or is there 3? I can't remember.
So there's that. There's
the one about the live streams. There's one about what we're doing right now.
Yeah. If you're not...
That's right. And as Brownlee says in chat, the pre-order ends 2 days from now. So if you're listening to this right now, you can probably still get it, unless it's on YouTube, in which case, probably can't. Basically... March 12th. Get it by March 12th.
Yeah. It's been running since before PAX South, which was in late January. And it closes in a couple of days. And they've already sold 23 or so, 100 copies.
Check the
the other thing that we didn't mention is that Sentinel Tactics core game number 2 and expansion number 2 are also on pre-order currently.
Yeah, they've sold a total of over 3,000 copies of the games. So 2 days, 1 hour, 56 minutes, 37, 36, 35 seconds remaining. So,
thank you, sir. And of course, if you are into Sentinel Tactics at all, you probably already know about the live stream of the tournament. But they did just do another Sentinel Tactics tournament at PAX East this past weekend. Go to twitch.tv/greaterthangames to see that. And then if you check their YouTube channel in the next couple of weeks, they will have that posted as well.
Yeah, it was an awesome tournament.
It was a pretty cool tournament. So
lots of really new strategies if you're interested in tactics. So,
and don't forget the Kickstarter campaign.
Oh yeah. So
tell us about it, Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis, tell us.
On Kickstarter, Dice Hate Me is doing Bottom of the Ninth, which was it Jeremy that played this weekend?
No, John.
John that played this weekend, and you can read about his experience with it in the forums at Sentinels, in the forums at Sentinels.com.
Cool. Yeah, it's a really cool little baseball game that's very tight. It's almost like a 15-20 minute game, so you can even just play it on a bar, which we did. Highly recommended. And yeah, and that's from Dice Hate Me, which is now part of Greater Than Games.
Yes, so Greater Than Games merged with Dice Hate Me, so there will now be several imprints underneath the entire Greater Than Games banner. So, anything Sentinels related will be under the Sentinels Comics banner. Anything that is either sci-fi or fantasy based is going to be under Fabled Nexus, and all of the stuff that's Dice Hate Me, as well as some other interesting sort of games that don't fit in either of the other places, will stay under the Dice Hate Me banner. Mm-hmm. I believe that's everything. Am I missing anything about that?
No, I think you got it.
Yeah, and if you, even if you don't like baseball, you should check out Bottom of the Ninth. It's a solid game, whether or not you like baseball. And there's a stretch goal that's Sentinels related. So the more support we can get from Sentinels fans, the more likely we can have I don't even know what they all are, but I want to see Legacy up to the bat, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if we get up to the Sentinels stretch goal and be able to add the heroes to it. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it even says Mr. Chomps will be in it, so I don't even know how that works. Maybe you throw Mr. Chomps as the baseball somehow.
All right, guys, I think that is going to do it for the stream this evening, so thank you so much for once again joining us, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, thanks. Great to have you on, Dennis.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot. All right, good night, everybody.